Hey, this is Joe with Grow It Build It, and today I'm going to tell you how to divide Echinacea purpurea, common purple coneflower. This is a native perennial. You've probably seen it in people's yards or landscaping. It's quite popular. This is an Echinacea species that has a fibrous root system. So it's not one big root going way down in the ground. It's a bunch of little stringy ones. So it's a clump forming perennial. The other species of Echinacea, like pale purple coneflower or some of the hybrids, will have tap roots, or they might have tap roots. So you should generally don't want to ever try to move or even divide a taproot plant. But I'm doing this in early spring. The two best times to divide plants or transplant perennials is very early spring or late fall. It's cooler temperatures, so there's not a heat load on the plants. The soil is generally pretty moist at that time. But you want to have moist soil when you do this, no matter what, and that's just to make it easier on the plant. Now, I had a lot of rain the night before and the morning of when I went to divide these, but if I didn't, I would water the ground thoroughly the day before, just so it soaks in there and I have real moist soil. It's just easier on the plant. But once you've located your plant, cleared away the debris, the next step is to get a shovel or a spade, and you're basically going to dig the plant up. So I'm putting my shovel a couple of inches away from the plant, and I'm just going to take stabs into the ground at roughly a 45-degree angle, maybe a little steeper. And I'm just going to do this until I can rock the whole plant out. Take your time when doing this. If you rush this, you might accidentally cut too shallow and hurt the plant that you're trying to divide. But once you can get it out of the ground like that, you can try to knock away any loose soil that may be there. But the next step is just going to be to divide the plant. Now you can do this when it's hotter out or after the plant's like a few inches tall or something, and it should be fine. But you never want to do this when a plant is blooming, about to bloom, or just has finished blooming and is now making seed. It's putting all its energy into those flowers and seeds, and you'll probably kill the plant. Since this clump is holding together so well, I'm just going to take a little saw. This is just a little saw you'd take if you went camping or need to trim some minor brush, and I'm just going to saw right through this root mass. You can also use a big knife, a gardening knife, a hunting knife, or if your plant that you're dividing is big enough, just use your shovel. You can just put that right in the middle and stomp right through it. This Echinacea wasn't that huge, so I'm only going to divide it the one time. But big plants you can quarter them. You could do even more. But there's my half. There you can see the little pink shoots, and this chunk I'll go plant somewhere else, and I fully expect it to bloom this year. Now the next thing to do is just plant your plants again. So I'm going to put this one right back in the hole it was in. I'll need to backfill some since I removed half the volume by dividing it, and then I'm going to give it a drink of water after I'm done. And that's pretty much about it. That's all you need to do to divide plants. So it's a way to get free plants that'll bloom this year, to propagate the species. If you want to be a guerrilla gardener, this is one way to do it. You're pretty much guaranteed a healthy plant that will bloom. But it just works really well. So if you have any questions, ask them in the comments. Now, I'll also put a link to our article on purple coneflower, because we got a lot of everything you need to know on how to grow the plant, what to watch out for disease-wise, rabbits, all that stuff is there. So you can go check that out. We do have a number of other videos on plant division, growing stuff from seed, all that kind of stuff. So have a look around, and thank you guys for your time. Now, again, the nice thing about dividing plants is they will bloom that year pretty much all the time. So yeah, there's no reason not to do it. So thanks a lot, guys, and have a good one.